A3T61A02, which is the second question, which is interested in the changing air conditions or air characteristics as air passes through a chilled water coil. So the conditions haven't changed from the previous question. We still have our 75-degree air entering the coil with a relative humidity of 50%. It is cooled to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and its relative humidity picks all the way up to 95%. Shortly, we will plot that as a process line on this psychrometric chart. But to answer this particular question, we still don't need to do that. Because this question is asking, what is the CFM, or the airflow, in cubic feet per minute of the air moving across the coil? Now, in the previous question, we already solved for velocity, right? We know the velocity, and the velocity was 693.7. So I'm just going to write here velocity equals 693.7 feet per minute, right? And all we have to do is take that in conjunction with the dimensions of the duct, which are given in the question. Dimensions are 6 feet by 4 feet, and we would easily be able to calculate the CFM, because we know that the airflow, or CFM, cubic feet per minute, will be equal to the square footage of the duct times the velocity in feet per minute, right? Square feet times feet give us cubic feet. So we multiply the two numbers together and we end up with our airflow. So CFM is going to be equal to our 693.7 feet per minute, but we need to multiply that by the square footage of the duct, which is going to be times 6 feet by 4 feet, right? 6 by 4. And when we calculate all that out, we end up with 16,648 cubic feet per minute. So it looks like B is our closest answer. Let's just double check here. Absolutely, B is the closest answer, 16,649. So just go back one slide so we can see our calculations again. Very straightforward. The question's not complicated so far. And I think what is valuable is to remember that when you're given a question with a lot of data, sometimes you don't need all of the data to answer each individual part of the question. So the first two questions related to the psychrometric chart and the air flowing through a chilled water coil are fairly straightforward. They just come from equations in your reference manual.